Well, Make It Make Sense this week has been quite interesting. Hood News couldn't join us as planned this week, but he will be joining me next week, Tuesday night, 10 o'clock, for some Make It Make Sense. And we're going to try to go ahead and shoot for a whole hour, just picking his brain and hearing what he's got to say and seeing what things he's trying to make sense of. Um, so So I'm going to be having a different co-host right now for this week's segment. Thank God for some amazing, awesome, reliable friends because I'm bringing on one of my really good friends, DJ Inspecta. He's a wonderful DJ. He's an amazing person. He's hilarious. He's really, he's like one of my favorite people to just conversate and get into some deep conversations with because the shit he talks about is just like it's really thought provoking. So let's go ahead and bring him on now.
What's
Thank
going
God.
on? What is going on? What is going
Thank
on?
thank God for some amazing friends like you.
I guess. Depends on what day of the week it is.
Well, I must have caught you at a good part of the week.
I guess. I had got my hair did, so I was feeling myself. So I was like, all right, why not?
Okay. So go ahead and tell people who you are, what you do, what you're about, what you got going on, and how they can keep up with you.
Well, I go by the name of DJ Inspector. You know what I'm saying? Captain of the 2-8. Um, and we're just out here doing things, you know what I'm saying? On a mission to give y'all some real good music, some real good vibes, and just some nice things. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here for. So a lot of stuff going on. Y'all can find me on Instagram at DJ Inspector. That's DJINSPECTA. You know what I'm saying? Follow me, connect with me, have a drink with me. It's all love.
Why 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 did you pick the name Inspector?
I did.
Is
I
that because of your glasses?
Nah, I didn't. To be honest with you, when I first got it, I hated it. I hated it.
Wait,
Hated.
so who gave you that name? Who gave you that name?
Got my name from Danger Marcus and Glamour Killer or Glamour Fire now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Those are two phenomenal DJs. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And um, I had joined their group because I was in a relationship with Glamour's cousin. So, he had just moved back down here to Florida. So we linked up, you know what I'm saying, was doing the DJ thing. I was just going by the government, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't even
Mhm.
know what to do. And
Mhm.
gave me that name. I hated it. And fast forward a little bit, girls was like, "Oh, it's so cute. It's you. It sounds sure, it's so cute." And I was like, "Yeah, man, all right, I like it now." I was like, "Yeah, man, I like it now." And ironically enough, as a lot of people know, um, my nickname is Specky, which was another thing that was actually just given to me. You know what I'm saying? People just started calling me that, Specky, whatever. I always thought, it was short, for Inspector.
Mhm.
That's how I always took it and everything. And then one day I just was in one of my modes and I started looking it up, and it actually means the word Specky actually means the one who wears glasses. So it kind of just has like some fate thing
It
happening.
all aligns.
Oh, yeah, so I was like, all right, I'll work with it. I'll keep
It's
it.
it's all in alignment. It's all in perfect alignment for you.
Yeah, man, that's what it was. Oh, wait, pick up in. What kind of show is this? Is this a PG show? Guy, sir, me not really have too much filter,
Just be
Yeah.
yourself. Just be yourself. Speak your mind.
Oh, so me
Speak
can
your.
say bumbo clot. All right, good.
Yeah, because some people who are tuning in, they may not even know what that means.
All right, very good. Good. All right.
They'll be like, "What did he just say?
People came here,
Bird clot."
bumbo clot, blood clot. That means have a nice day.
What are you What are you doing up this late anyway?
I'm always up, man. I don't really sleep that much. I just get naps here and there whenever I get a chance. You know what I'm saying? My brain works too much for sleep. I don't know. I don't really sleep. Plus, I mean, this is working hours for me. You know what I'm saying? You know?
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true. You're
yeah,
used to being up all night long and sleeping all the day, all
yeah.
during the day, right?
Really, to be honest with you, I mean, I don't do too bad. You know what I'm saying? I usually start my day probably around 10ish. You know,
Oh, that's not bad. That's not
it's
bad at all.
bed like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I have to
Oh,
I literally have to like, all right, turn off the computer, turn off the TV, whatever, close your eyes, and just fall asleep.
I can just imagine that being a process for you to go through. Like you have to literally force yourself to just turn
Yeah,
everything off and just be quiet and go to sleep.
yeah. I literally, honestly, like probably like 5 to 6 nights out the week. That's literally what I have to do to like. I just gotta be like, all right, go to sleep because you see the time and you just supposed to go to sleep. So go, yeah, it'd be like that. Yeah,
I can see because I see your brain is just always on go. It's just always on go.
yeah. And I realized that it doesn't work like the average person's on does either.
And
I've,
yeah,
I've
agreed.
that realization. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Fuck it. I love it, and I'm cool with that. So it's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
So my last co-host for Make It Make Sense earlier, well, it's a new day now, but so last night or not long ago, he was talking about how he was talking about his take on the whole Black Lives Matter protesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe I had asked him, what did he think that it would take for Black people as a whole for their voices to finally be heard? And he said that he feels like it requires, a revolution, violence of us retaliating. And interestingly enough, someone, oh, True Jew, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so True Jew commented saying that violence shouldn't be the answer at all because that's not going to get us to where we need. But instead, we have to work together as a community and move away from the system. What are your thoughts on that as far as like making that whole thing make sense? Because I'm paying attention every day to what's going on with Black Lives Matter and just for minorities' voices as a whole. And every day I do wonder when will our voices be heard?
um, in my opinion, I think we need a combination. To be honest with you,
Hmm.
um, and when I say a combination, I mean a combination in the context that we move peacefully, we do everything peacefully. But when you come over here and come with your foolishness, you're gonna get your face stomped in
Mm.
or whatever. You're in that context. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
Um, that's that because at the end of the day, at this point, it's like that's what we probably gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just gotten to that point. Now, I don't want it to get to that point. I don't want violence. I don't like violence. I'm not really into violence. I don't really like it.
Hmm.
But I really do think it's a combination of both. I think what we need to do is, some of the ideas are good. Some of the ideas are really good. Some of the ideas can actually change things. But I think we need to switch up a lot of things. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. marching up and down, protesting in the street. Maybe it was cool back in the 60s. The idea of the protest is still good. But instead of marching up and down in the street, no, go march right in front of the police academy where they're
Mm-hmm.
teaching these people how to become the police that's out here killing black people. Like, we need to focus stuff in the right direction and at the right places where we can dismantle. We need to start protesting at these corporate offices that own the jails.
Hmm.
You see what
Hmm.
I'm, that's
That's
where
deep.
we need
Yeah.
to start kicking down front doors and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Not
Mm-hmm.
saying down front doors as in go at the people in place and kick down them front door and go beat them up. Although, to be honest, would be nice. but but you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what we need to do. I think what we also need is we need we need the ones who do have the voices, do have the means, do have the powers and all of that. I think we really need them.
So, like, okay, right when you said, you know, we need to guard our own place, and if it gets to a point like, if they come in on our side, do you feel like maybe we need to get back to how things used to be, where, like, blacks and browns and ethnic folks was in one part of the town. We had our own
Oh,
town. We
no,
had our own shops. We had our own businesses.
nah, nah, nah. It don't gotta be that serious. It don't gotta be that serious. That's not what I want. That's not cool. That's not fun. That's not educational.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But in that context, very simple. The good people over here, the bad people over there. The bad people come over here messing with the good people, get your face stomped in.
Mm.
Don't come over here with that. We ain't on that. Stay over. If that's what you want to do, then fine. We'll give y'all little section. Y'all go over there and y'all go do all that bad stuff amongst y'all own set of bad people that wants to do the bad stuff. And y'all go keep that over there in that little pocket over there. Don't come over here with it. Leave the good people over here so and uno go over this then. If that's
Hmm.
what we're gonna do with separation and segregation and all of that shit.
Hmm.
Simple. You want to be
But
a racist? Fine. Go be a racist over there by yourself with the racists, whatever. Like, and that should be the segregation or the, you know what I'm saying?
hmm
That's it.
but it's like what I've always tried to make sense of with people in authority positions is it all boils down to why can't common sense be used?
Because when you check the level, a lot of people don't truly have common sense. That's what it is. I've been bursting my brain on that for the longest because let's keep it real. Let's be completely honest. Everything, all this stuff that's going on in the world, like it's like a lot of it, like you people literally are sitting behind computers right now that can fix a lot of shit. And all they
Hmm.
gotta do is literally just type some keys on the keyboard, press enter, and it'll literally fix all type of shit. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Somebody is sitting at a computer that can literally just be like backspace 700 credit score, boom, just like that.
Hmm.
Somebody can literally, every bank or whatever, everybody bank account, somebody can literally sit at a computer and just go 1 million, boop, enter, and it's just there, and everybody can have that. So what's the problem? Why not? Why wouldn't you want to do that? What
Hmm.
Why not? So it's something there, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because it really, like, think about it. It really is that simple. How many you've heard it in the news? Oh my God, bank teller makes critical error and deposits 10 million in someone's bank account. Really, somebody as low level as a bank teller sitting right there can do something like that. And you really mean to tell me that people up there and whatever, who have powers and whatever, not thinking, oh, we can just do that and save the whole fucking world. Like,
Right.
and like,
Right.
why y'all not doing that? But y'all straight, right? Y'all friends straight. Y'all good.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always tried to make sense of, people that are in positions of power or able to make or break someone's, outcome of their life. Why, it's just certain, to me, common sense should be used. And I wish some of their training was altered to train them to not treat everyone like a freaking suspect. Because not
What's
everybody is a suspect.
that's
Be
exactly
be investigative. Look
that's
for the
exactly
facts.
saying that, like, the protests and like, you know, action. That's why I'm saying action needs to be taken at the root. Y'all trying to dig up this tree. Y'all trying to chop down this tree. Nah, forget that. Go dig up the tree from the root. Go chop up all the roots. Dig it up from the roots. Because cutting limbs and stuff ain't gonna do nothing because the tree gonna grow right back.
Yeah.
But dig up the Ross tree and chop up that and throw it into the fire and yeah. But nah. Remember, think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Every single one of those police officers, every single one of them who puts on a badge at some point, was a civilian just like us.
Hmm. And that's why I say, like, what is so hard about still not being able to use judgment with common sense and
Oh,
investigative mentality rather than, oh, just because I pulled you over or I stopped you, you're automatically a bad person.
well, that
Because I've been
that
discriminated by police once
that's it.
before in my life.
Listen, this is exactly the point that I'm making. The reason why that isn't happening is because they're taught a certain way. Remember, they teach them to look for certain signs and body language and certain this and certain that. Remember, like, there's a lot of things that
Mm.
don't understand. Like, they are taught automatically that when you run an address and you see this zip code, that this person is a potential high risk because they come from this area. Or
Oh.
they teach you that. These are the things they teach you. And mind you, let's think about it. This is not uh oh, I'm gonna teach you how to bake a cake teaching. This is like militant, drill it into your head. You better get this or you're fucked. Get you see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
like the severity, the importance, the repetitive and the overkill and the oh, you gotta memorize this, you gotta know this, you know what I'm saying? Like all of
Yeah.
that, it wipes out all that common sense because they teach you
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
It's
There.
not a common sense. Now it's about this. What we teach you is how it go. Come on.
Yeah, they're teaching that if that's the case, then there needs to be a change for real as far as how people in authority are how
Look,
their
okay, like
training
look,
goes.
look at like people. I mean, I urge people and I encourage people. These things that you see and like even the prison system,
Hmm.
right? Look further into it. Like it's not just a place with iron bars. Look into the structure of it. Look into how it works. Like ask yourselves these questions. Like you see certain stuff. Like anybody ever stop to think, okay, you're supposed to go to jail to be quote unquote rehabilitated, right?
Right, right, and that seldom happens.
But what measure? What exactly are they doing
To
to
rehabilitate.
some kind of rehabilitation?
Right.
Like if you really think about it, in a sense, if someone goes to jail, that shit is supposed to be like a fucking, like one of them, like rehab facilities where, like, if a motherfucker goes to jail, yeah, you're keeping them, away from doing people harm, but you have doctors and psychiatrists and this and that as your staff instead of more wardens and stuff to, you see what I'm saying? And these
Yeah.
psychiatrists and stuff, they're trying to find out what the fuck is going on in your head, why you went and fucking bombed this place or shot up these people or, was selling dope on the corner. What the fuck was going on? And then you figure out what the fuck was going on. And if you're trying to rehabilitate somebody, and like, where's the help for these people? Helping these people to not do these crimes. Some people have sickness. They're sick, insane.
Mentally. Absolutely.
Have some people who, situations, whatever, they just create, like, whatever it is. Why is the system not designed where you find out what the hell is going on? And then when you find out what the hell is going on, you help this person to fix it. And then the knowledge that you get from this guy and what went on with him can be used in so many applications to make sure that other people don't do the same shit. That's rehabilitation. That's what prison is supposed to be.
Agreed.
Like, I don't get it. No, but when you
make sense.
But when you dig deeper and you find out the whole structure of how prison works, all they did, that is literally the modern day slavery. Like, that's what it is. Yeah. And they put it in little pretty words and hide the little documents because the average person, because of the fact that they themselves don't have freaking knowledge or to even want to look into these things, because all they care about is the fucking what's going on Love and Hip Hop and twerking and the city girls with a bag at. Not saying anything is wrong with any of those things. I love pretty much all of those things, actually. Not knocking it, but I'm just saying, pay attention to some other shit. Pay attention and look at what the fuck is going on. Open your fucking eyes, people.
And open that third eye too while you're at it.
I like to do it.
So you can make it make sense.
Yeah,
make it make sense. Well, that's an interesting perspective. It's wow. I still can't believe that those police officers have not been reprimanded whatsoever for Breonna Taylor's death. That's crazy. That is crazy. I think, well, one of them got fired. They said one of them got fired. That's it. Can you imagine being in your home, just sleeping with your woman next to you, and all of a sudden someone's banging out your door, you jump up to defend yourself because you don't know what the hell's going on. The next thing you know, your girlfriend shot up and she's dead. Then you're being dragged out in cuffs and they're saying that you did it or you had something to do with it. No apologies from them. No, then your mom comes or her mom comes to see what's going on, and they give her the runaround. They tell her, oh, she's at the hospital. She gets to the hospital. They're having her sit there for 4 hours, and they turn around, oh, your daughter never showed up. She's still there. Then you get then your mom or her mom gets there, and then they don't let her see her daughter's body. They don't let her mom see what's going on. That's not right. Make that make sense. I need that to be made into some sense, because that doesn't make any kind of sense to me whatsoever. Well, and people can say, oh, because when people see this, they're going to be like, oh, well, not all cops are bad, not all police are bad. That's very much true. It's just the negative ones that abuse their power outweigh the ones that are good and maybe doing everything by the book and not abusing it.
Well, here's the thing. a big part of that, that's the police department's fault and the police officer's fault. You know why? Because it goes back to their training
Hmm.
and what they're taught. Because every blood clot police car where you see drive past, oh, established 1894. Check the date.
Hmm.
Check what was going on in the times of when these departments are established. Because what people, when they don't look further, the stuff that is there that is okay and their rule books and their this is still stuff
Still from 1894.
from way, so
So you mean to tell me that you think all the statutes and everything are from 1894?
there is plenty. Remember, even with the Constitution and all of those things, like that's, if you really check it, just look at that. Like it's the when was the Constitution and all of that stuff implemented? When was the Declaration of Independence and all of that stuff signed? So yeah, of course. You see what I'm saying?
That's
So
crazy.
now, my thing is that all their cars tell you that established date, and then everything is old community this or to protect and serve. To protect and serve. Have you ever, like, I don't know about y'all, but like one of the things I always hated to do was like literally even ask a police officer for directions. Just ask him a simple question. Now, look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Y'all they sit here and, oh, we're this, we're that, but then your whole presence, your whole demeanor, they are taught not to smile and be friendly and
yeah, to
taught
come off, yeah, to come off very, very intense.
They are
To
taught
come, basically to come off very opposite of protect and serve.
to
It's
come
a,
off as the authority.
yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, it's a little bit different in my experience because I'm a woman,
Mhm.
and you know, most times, like if I were to go to a police officer and ask for directions, I'd most likely get it. Where you probably would be given a hard time. You
It's
know,
it's
you
it's
asking for directions would be turned into something else, most likely.
it very well, it me asking for directions, like like to talk, like even just to talk to cops sometimes, and like you see, it's like they just give you this attitude, like, what the fuck are you bothering me for?
Hmm.
Like, what do you want? Like, if you're gonna ask them shit, it's like, what the fuck do you want? I'm fucking sitting here eating a burger. Like, what the fuck do you want? Like that's
And so, do you feel like that goes back to once again the training too?
absolutely, absolutely. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
I I'm surprised, and I'm like, it's like, oh wow, when I meet an officer who is cool, as
Hmm.
opposed to being surprised and like, oh my God, what the hell happened? If I meet an officer who isn't, you see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
why, if you're here to protect me, your whole shit. This is what I don't understand. Y'all talk about the whole shit is there to protect us and whatever, but I don't feel like you out here doing stuff to protect me. I feel like you're more out here doing stuff trying to catch me to throw me in jail.
Mm.
That's what like, and that is the compass of the black man's mind when it comes to police.
Yes. Very
Like,
true.
I don't have people really realized how long, like, we've been tired of a lot of stuff, but I don't think we realize a lot of the little things that we are just like used to, and we take it as, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. Even something like that, like, just like that, you're used to, like, if you gotta call the cops, right? It's like, damn, man, I gotta call the cops. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
So I just don't. If I'm ever in a position where I have to,
ex-
I
not,
really don't. I don't.
it's
I
you don't
wouldn't.
not that exactly. It's not that sensation or that feeling or that thought process where you're like, oh snap, I can just call the cops and they'll be there to the rescue.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't get that,
Yeah. Yeah.
but the white people do, right? Don't they?
They do. I mean, we've been seeing it come to manifestation thanks to the cameras and social media with all the Karens.
The thing about it is that it's like I see all of this and cool, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm standing back looking like, hello, where the fuck have y'all been for the past fucking how many how much hundreds of years? Like y'all just now
Getting it?
getting it that like it's bad. Like the little bit y'all done probably seen like, okay, okay, um, we done probably seen maybe fuck it. We've seen 2,000 cases of certain things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, and what about what happened for the 400 years we was in slavery? Like, y'all tripping off this shit. Y'all forget the shit that, and y'all don't, like, y'all tripping, honestly, y'all tripping because he had his knee on his neck. Like, do y'all not remember what really used to go down? Like when they used to instead of that, they used to cut off our buddies and
Mm.
throw in trees and like y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
bad. Don't get me wrong. Hell yeah, it's bad. I'm not saying downplaying it or anything, but I'm just saying this is peanuts.
Compared.
And not only that, but this is peanuts compared to what we haven't seen.
Hmm. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. So do you think that we'll ever get our 40 acres and a mule? Do you think that will ever happen? I
Um,
just I just like to like that's another thing I've always tried
no,
to make sense of because everybody else has gotten their stuff. The natives got, Seminoles, they get their things.
yeah, 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 you know, um, do I ever think it'll happen? Uh,
Mhm. Ever. I feel like it's never going to happen. I and I don't mean to sound negative or, pessimistic, but I just don't see it happening, unfortunately.
I don't blame you for having that opinion because I'm gonna go out on a limb and just say that I'm pretty sure you have that opinion because the costs you realize that the cost and what it would take for it to happen
Mhm.
it just that is just far too great
Yeah.
for it to and I understand that do I ever think it'll happen I don't I don't actually you know what you know what yes it will happen
You think so?
yes it will happen okay but when it does happen it's going to be the result of like it'll happen when we about to get invaded by aliens and shit like that.
Mhm.
And now we ain't got like fuck that shit. I don't give a damn if you're a nigga or not. Pick up a gun and walk with me. Let's go shoot some aliens. That's yeah. Yeah.
Got you.
Um can can it happen? Yes, it can happen. But again, what it'll take to happen is literally something that I just don't know how. And what it'll take to happen is that literally the people that control this country have to stop wanting to control this country.
Hmm. Mm. Mm, mm, mm.
So, I mean, what is and that's why I said like the cost of it is just far too great because what at what cost is it going to take for these people to not want to control this country anymore?
Right.
Like
Just
what else could you possibly give them to say, hey, stop doing this? What else could you like? What else?
hmm.
And you have to understand exactly what it is they'd be giving up because as we all know, we're from when we're born, what we're taught, everything, it's all a complete brainwashing to keep us in that.
Right. Right.
How do we how what do you have to offer them as opposed to that? And it's all for and it's all done for their bidding.
Yeah.
For them and so what you got? What you gonna give them?
Yeah. That's tough. It's tough. It's really tough. And like I said, every day I try to make sense of that, but I don't
And
know.
that, but like when like it's gonna take it's gonna take them to want everybody. It's gonna take everybody to want to be unified.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
That's what it's gonna take. Like everybody has to actually figure out their bullshit, which is all bullshit. The thing about it is that everything and all of this shit, it's all bullshit.
Hmm.
It's all bullshit. And unfortunately, I mean, well, fuck it. And it's just crazy because like religion, if you really think about it, religion is probably what 85% of the bullshit that goes on.
Mm.
Look at like when you talk about like the Middle East and all of that shit. Remember, all of it
Hmm.
is all religion shit.
Yes. Actually, I feel like racism was basically birthed via religion.
Absolutely.
All in the name of religion.
Well, think about it. Remember, think about how funny and ironic and stupid that is. Racism, you're absolutely right. Racism came from is an offspring of religion. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because if you think about it, the racists feel that they are superior, and that is ordained by God.
Yeah, which is it makes sense of that. Make that make sense because
Exactly.
that doesn't
Exactly.
make any sense.
And as we know, this is coming from a group of people who literally weren't even supposed to be a thing. Just like the white girl said, they weren't supposed to be a thing because all their dumbasses did was migrated further from the equator into a damper, cooler climate, which is why they white.
Very
So,
true.
like, that's facts. Y'all the same ones that taught us that shit. So, but you're superior. Cool. Cool.
So, do you think? See, I feel like you already know. Like my spiritual beliefs is based on totally. I'm all the way in deep with African spirituality, and sometimes I just when I see how people go along in their lives, and especially like now, like how this world is going, I always sit back and I always just analyze people, and I'm like, man, if all black folks and brown folks and what's a good color? Cocoa and caramel and butterscotch folks will just get together and go back to the roots
But
and
the,
get out of what has been taught, man, we would have been had that 40 acres and a mule.
man, listen. My thing is, to be honest with you, can you imagine if we was all cool and everybody taught and shared with everybody?
Mhm.
Like, like, can you imagine that? Like, can you imagine people what they'd be like? Like, I don't know. I'd be like a DJ, but I'd also be like a kung fu monk who could all at the same time. And then but I'd probably I'd probably dress like an ancient Egyptian. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, can that, but that's cool. It'll be cool. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just share everything, because at the end of the day, when you really check it and if you really just use common sense, if you take certain events out of the equation of life and out of the world and really think about it, everything would be different anyway.
Mhm.
What continents, what if all the plate tectonics didn't shift and the continents moved? You know what I'm saying? What if that
Mhm.
we were still that large landmass Pangea and we were all still there? Like, how, what then? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. I think I can totally envision just everyone just sharing and coming together. I feel like it's happening more so now than ever before. I feel like it's happening, but it's happening little by little. Although I do feel like when I was growing up, there was definitely way more. You were probably still in Jamaica, but like here in America, I feel like there was way more community when I was a kid growing up.
I grew up.
Um,
I grew up more here. You know, back and
oh,
forth.
okay. Okay.
I grew up here, so like, listen. I went to Brentwood Elementary, Alapata Middle School, Carroll City, and South Ridge High School. Okay,
Mm,
I'm from Carroll City. I'm
I
from the
didn't
foot.
know.
I'm
Why?
from
I didn't
the foot.
know. I
That's
didn't
what.
know you was from Carroll City.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Used to
So
used to hang out over at Carol Mart.
I listen, and I will. I'm putting this on the live. I'm putting it on the live because nobody can't tell me nothing. I am a Carol Mart legend. All right, all right. Ask about Carol Mart. All right.
I heard
Ask
they closed it
me.
down. Is that true?
Huh?
I heard they closed it down. It shut down. Is that true?
Well, yeah, Carol Mart's been shut down for years. It's a whole new. It's called the Promenade. The Promenade is quite
Oh,
nice.
hell to the no.
The
Oh, hell to the no.
qualification at its finest. I mean, they took away our beloved Carol Mart and replaced it with the Promenade.
Man, I loved Carol Mart. I used to go there all the time. And I used to go get my hair done by this Bahamian lady over there. She was in
Where
that same plaza. I can't remember the name of what that salon was called, but it was in the same Carol Mart plaza back in the day.
it was the shop or in the.
Mm-mm.
As a matter of fact, see, this is what I'm talking about. Listen, the flea market. You don't know about no Carol Mart, flea.
Oh, that's what you guys called it, the flea?
Carol Mart was second generation. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the second. Yeah, that's second generation. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you was around when it was Carol Mart, you know what I'm saying? You cool. It was alright. Depending on what you was doing,
Hmm.
and depending on what you was doing, if you owned a stall, then of course you get a pass. You all good. if you were one of the frequents. Now the frequents are, you know, the people that literally we just hang out at the flea market.
That's what I was basically.
And like that's where your homeboys at. Like you ain't doing shit. You go to the flea market and chill out. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
you if you were of the upper elite, then you know what I'm saying. You like y'all. Everybody know who's the upper elite, and you know what I'm saying. Like, oh yeah, it's a whole system. Listen,
Yeah.
don't talk about the flea now. Like that is a very sacred place
I know.
to Carol Cityans.
I know. I know. That's very true. That's
So,
very true.
yeah, nah, but yo, man, I don't even want to go into stories, but
Did you ever I was gonna get into police brutality. Did you ever see any like police brutality going on over there back in the day?
um,
I feel like that wasn't happening over
nah,
there.
nah. Here's what it is. Here's the thing. Um, you see, like this situation with dude passing and that being police brutality and stuff like that.
Mhm.
There's a difference. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is in when you come from the hood, there's police brutality and there's just being roughed up.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
everybody, that was the norm. So, and what a lot of people outside of that environment, they would say, "Oh hell yeah, that's police brutality."
Mhm.
But for us, that's normal interaction and just getting rough. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like I've been slammed up on police car. Like police literally picked me up and body slammed me on the hood of the squad car before. Like that's just getting roughed up.
Wow.
Like it's normal. Like you know when they come around and they want to fuck with you, like they grab you up in your pockets and like you know what I'm saying. Like it's just roughed up.
Yeah.
Get a little elbow or something. You know what I'm saying. You don't even trip off the shit because you expect it. You know it. It's normal interaction.
But I feel like I said, I feel like back in the day was way more community. And the times that I used to go to the flea,
Mm.
I always felt a sense of even like I would hear, "Oh, don't go there." That's a because I'm a Hollywood girl, so I
Right.
would always hear people would always be like, "Oh, don't go over there. You know, that's the hood. It's dangerous." Every time I went, it always felt like a community over there, always. And
I
that's also one of the things I love about going to certain neighborhoods that are considered like the hood. Um, Even when it's considered that, like even in Brooklyn, like you just see people, black folks, just out there together, conversating, talking. You know, you got music. Someone's playing music. Someone's barbecuing. Someone's having a whatever. It's just
yeah.
always a sense of community, and I haven't seen it like that in a long time. You know, and I just wonder when are we all gonna get back to that?
Well,
When are we going to take it upon ourselves to get back to that?
I well, you see, this is why I say look at the root.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's take the flea. Perfect example. Look at the structure of the flea. Right. Remember, it's one big building with individual stalls. You know what I'm saying?
A whole bunch too, because that
Oh,
place was big.
shops. Look at the structure. You like think about it. In the flea, like the stall next to you could just be divided by like a little bit of space and the little things that you fold down so you can lock it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So it's open. Like you could literally just stick. If you got a little booth, you just stick your head out and you're looking at your neighbor. You see what I'm saying? The whole
Hmm.
structure of the place was together.
For
Was
community,
yeah.
togetherness.
Exactly. Think about it. Think about it. It was one place with all these different people come and do their thing, and they got their own little thing going on. You see them?
Hmm.
You,
Hmm.
You go on the east side, is this going on? You go on the west side, is this, you know what I'm saying? If you at the by the front, is this going on? If you at the back, is this, you know what I'm saying? So look at the whole environment. Now it's got you tear it down and you put up a promenade, right?
Yeah. That's so sad.
Store that's, just a store by itself, and you got to walk past concrete walls. You see what I'm saying? Those stores are divided with concrete walls. You got to go down a whole bunch of feet just to get into the next one and go into that one. That structure is not like a unified community-based type of structure. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and look at the, like, that's what it is now. You know what I'm saying? Things like flea markets and stuff like that, where you can have easier access to unity. Think about it. Like in the flea market, if the CD shop right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the CD shop right here, yeah, the CD shop selling music, but the CD shop blasting music, which is providing entertainment for the hairdressers, clients. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they all kind of helped each other out in a certain little way without even knowing it. You know what I'm saying? You come to get your hair done, and while you sitting under the dryer, you drop your phone and crack the screen. By the time before you even finish drying your hair, you just be like, "Hey, I just broke my screen. Fix this for me real quick."
There
You
you go. It's
drying
right
your hair,
there.
your phone
Mm-hmm.
is fixed. You see what
So
I'm saying?
true.
Like, oh, you went to go get a haircut, but you feeling good. I'm gonna go get a tattoo real quick.
Mm-hmm. So true.
Barbershop brought people in to get some tattoos while they waiting their turn, or they came in with their friend. The friend just waiting. Oh, I'm hungry. Go next door to get a sandwich. While they eating the sandwich, they walk a little bit. Just remembered that they finna go to the club, so they need to buy a T-shirt. You see what I'm saying? Walk next door. Like, damn, I just remember I need to get a T-shirt. Got my T-shirt. So now you had all of that just because I came into, initially just to get a T-shirt or
Mm-hmm.
you see what I'm saying? It
Mm.
trickles, and that's a community type of structure where,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? People helping each other, XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. But
Yeah.
like,
Those.
you're not gonna get back to those. You're not gonna get back to what. You're not gonna get back to that until we have more of that in the structure and compound of everyday life.
Well, what about, okay, well, what about aside from that type of setup, what about like, you know, knowing
Oh,
everybody who lives on your street?
huh?
Um, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I'm just getting my
Okay.
charger.
Okay. What about like people like just knowing all your neighbors that live on your street? What about, exchanging numbers with people that's your neighbor or, like I said, live on your street and, looking out for this neighbor. Like before I moved to where I'm living now, I knew both of my neighbors on each side of me. And let me tell you, but both of them were black. And I noticed that living in predominantly black communities, they'll look out for you. Like everybody, they'll look out for you. If you get to know them and you build a relationship, they will look out for you.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's not so much like that if you're living in a predominantly white community or super mixed up, I guess, if you want to say. But
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know. But I just feel like we have to get back to that. That's also another definition of community. We have to get back to knowing our neighbors, uh, saying hi to Miss Betty up the street, see how she's doing, seeing if she's okay. Does she need help with her groceries being brought to her doorstep or something?
Listen,
Or you see some kids playing outside and they're in the street and say, hey, don't play out in the street, that's dangerous. Looking out for each other.
that's how I grew up actually.
That's how I grew up too.
Like literally, when I was in Carroll City, my house was here, and my aunt and uncle was my next door neighbor.
Mhm.
And what we did was we basically built up both backyards together.
Mhm.
So like on the outside, we had like the sugar cane, the orange trees, the grapefruit trees, the whatever, whatever. On the other side, it was a whole bunch of thing. Like everybody came over there. Like of course, we Jamaicans, so we playing the old people and like my grandfather and all his friends and all that stuff. They playing the dominoes and stuff like that. Like that's what I grew up on. Like
Mhm.
I was going to school. Like when I was younger, like my friends was at my house 24/7. That's what we did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After school, everybody, oh, going to my house, like, playing music, whatever, 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 whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I know of. Like that's how I know you're supposed to be growing up. But
Yeah.
like now that I think about it, and it goes back to what you're saying, we have to do it, and we need that implemented back into that needs to be mainstream life. Look at everything that you see, everything you watch on TV, everything down to how they're building these communities now. They're not even building the communities designed for that kind of interaction anymore.
So true.
You see what I'm saying? So it's not gonna happen. Y'all gotta go like check it, go further into it, dig deeper, go further, 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 further. Now, like it's kind of crazy, right? Because something kind of just came to me when we was talking a while ago, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Now, first we had social media, right? And basically, social media, what it did was like I want to say like isolate people
Mm.
because if you really think about it, like social media is basically putting yourself in a digital form. You see what I'm saying? You're putting your
Yeah.
like your social media is putting yourself because you take pictures of yourself. You snap everything you go on when you mad. You go on your social media and
Post up
rant,
memes.
post the
Post
memes,
up
and
memes that talk about how
it's
you're feeling.
it's a digital representation of yourself.
Mhm. Mm. Wow. Well, we've got 1 minute and 52 seconds left.
We do? Oh shit!
I know it didn't feel like we talked that long, but I guess we did. We've been on here for almost an hour.
Oh shit!
So,
All right. So yeah. Now it kind of like, and if you think about it, it did divide, and it did divide because now everybody is into their phone, not interacting with people
and
anymore.
and then to add to that, I mean, I've been guilty of it. People would rather just stay at home and have fun on social media than go out and go into a get together or socialize.
Think about it. Like people don't want to call you. No, you don't call people no more. You text them or
Yeah. Or
DM them.
DM. Yeah.
But not even that. Like so all that face to face and like it's not the norm. Like people ain't pushing that no more. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it is. Now why did now when you check the level of social media doing that, and then with everything coming around and coronavirus and all of that stuff, and now we have social distancing.
Mm. I
Why
know.
I don't like is that a that's kind of shaky, ain't it? Like, look what the social media really did, like the underlining of
Yeah.
what it did, and then now you have
So it
social.
was a setup. So
Why y'all?
the
Why y'all ain't call it non-communication distancing or you talk about social? Like, what do you mean? Like, what is something there? I don't know. It just seemed weird. That just seems weird.
yeah.
And and both are designed to
To isolate. Yeah.
yeah
To isolate.